Like many of the towns here in South Florida, Boynton Beach was a farming community known for its tomatoes and its pineapples. Hey everybody, I'm Palm Beach's Paul, your local realtor and guide to Florida living, and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm coming to you from Boynton Beach, and specifically I'm coming to you from Bedner Farms out here in West Boynton Beach. Look at this cool tractor. This probably got a lot of use in its days, but they got some new modern ones right around the corner here. But this is a farm that's here in Boynton Beach that was opened in 1960. Arthur Bedner and his wife Henrietta initially opened the farm to focus on growing cucumbers and peppers, but have since grown into a full-fledged farm with all kinds of vegetables. And this is a great place to come out. It's kind of quiet right now as it's summer, but as you can see, they have lots of little booths set up and things, and these little water things over here where you get to play and pump the water. They have little duckies you put in it. They have a lot of events out here. And it's a great place to come out and not just get produce, but also bring the family out and have a good time. So along with being a farm that you could come out here and actually take tours and go out on the actual farm, they'll take you out on a tractor and put you in a trailer and pull you out there. That's pretty fun. They're not doing it right now, but we've done that in the past. But they also have back here, they have a petting zoo. And we used to come here when my son was real little and come out to all the events. And one of the big events they have is their fall festival, which is coming up real soon. I believe it comes up in September, right around October. And you can come out here, and of course they have the pumpkins. That's like a huge event. You come out here and they have these really awesome patches with all the pumpkins, and you come and pick your pumpkins. And we used to do that when my kid was little. We had a lot of fun doing that. But as I spin around, you'll see the farms back here. And I said we're just off of State Road 7 in West Boynton Beach. And there's a look at the actual farms. And then back down here, they have a petting zoo. And then they told me that's where they make the apple cider donuts. So those are the trailers that you sit in. And they will tow you with the tractor. And you get a tour. And you get to go all the way out there through all the fields and see all the produce that they're growing. And it's pretty cool. So you can see they have a lot of stuff for the kids to do. You know, the gem mining, which is kind of fun, right? The water comes through and they give you a bag of rocks and you mine for gems, and food and the water and cornhole. And most of these events take place from the fall through the winter when it's obviously not as hot out. So right now it's kind of quiet, but still a great place to come, get some fresh produce. And I love the honey that we get from here. Really great place. And they have 3 locations. They have one in West Palm Beach and another one in Delray Beach that are stores. But this one's the actual farm. So today we're talking about Boynton Beach. So let's go talk a little history about how this town got its name. What's cool about this building, as well as the Children's Museum, is there are a lot of residents who can remember going to school here. And this is now a civic center. And I remember when they did a whole restoration project on this. That's the new City Hall and Library. And then they have some art installations down here, and this really massive tree, and then a playground. Look at that tree. That thing is huge. So the first non-indigenous settlers to the Boynton Beach area were the Hubble family in 1877. And the first family, the Church Bells. And the first people to plot some land here in Boynton Beach were the Dewey family. And Mr. Dewey was a secretary for Henry Flagler. The Dewey family bought a large plot of land west of the Intracoastal Waterway. And as I said, Boynton Beach in the beginning was known for tomatoes and farms and pineapples, which again was typical for a lot of these cities. But it also had fishing because it was right here next to the ocean. Now, if you watched my video about the town of Delray Beach a few weeks ago, you'll know that I mentioned a couple names in there. One of them was William Linton, and he was the person they named the city of Delray after. It was called Linton, and then later they changed it to Delray. But he came down with a couple other Michigan friends, and one of them was Nathan Boynton. Well, Nathan Boynton was a Civil War veteran, and he bought a big plot of land in 1895 and built the Boynton Hotel. And after that hotel was built, he invited his friends from Michigan. So a lot of people from Michigan who had settled in Delray also helped settle Boynton. Now this beautiful building is the new Boynton Beach City Hall and Library. And this was built, I think, about 5 years ago. So the city of Boynton Beach was incorporated in 1920 when H.B. Murray was elected as its first mayor. Now the city had an interesting a tale of two cities. You see, the part of Boynton Beach, or the area east of the Intracoastal, was called Boynton Beach, but the land west of the Intracoastal was called Boynton, which was the old town. So the area east of the Intracoastal was designated as Boynton Beach in 1931, but later became Ocean Ridge in 1938, and then the rest of Boynton became Boynton Beach in 1941, and it's been that way ever since. By the way, this old high school is really cool. Like I said, I made a video about this way back, and it was pretty neat. You know, it's been here for a while, and they were gonna tear it down, but the city came together and saved it, and now it's a beautiful civic center. So the high school was built in 1927, and it stayed that way until 1949, and then it closed, and then it became a junior high and a middle school, and it was that until the 1990s, and then it closed down, and it needed a lot of repair, and they restored it. And now we have a beautiful civic center. And this area that I'm in downtown, you can see, is pretty neat because they do some fun festivals down here. They do Christmas tree lighting, and they have a lot of events. And one of the events is this weekend. You guys will miss it because this video is playing on Sunday and it's on Friday and Saturday. But they have Boynton Beach Night Market, and it's on the 25th and 26th of July. And they'll have this whole area with food and vendors and music, and it's a lot of fun. And I think the big banyan tree over here, really pretty. And then in the background there, you see that there's a stage. So they do a lot of fun events down here. And they also do the Pirate Fest here. You've seen, if you watch that video I made. Time for the family in general.
Excellent good time.
So we're gonna take a look around here today and walk around and see some of the sites, about Pirate Fest. So lots of community events and fun activities that you can come take part in here in downtown Boynton Beach. By the way, the building behind me is the Children's Museum. It was also a school, and it was built in 1913. And it had the first indoor plumbing in Boynton Beach. It actually stayed a school until 1990, which is pretty impressive. And a lot of the residents can remember being in classroom there. So that's pretty cool. Another neat old building here in Boynton Beach. So the population of Boynton Beach as of 2020 is about 80,300, give or take. So it's probably increased since then because there's still people moving here, and some people moved out. But it's a medium-sized city here in Palm Beach County. And I've lived in and around this for about 15 years. We actually live in Lake Worth, but it's right on the border of Boynton Beach. So what we're gonna do now is let's go show you a couple places, some restaurants, and what you can do, some place to get a bite as we head down here, and we're gonna go towards the water. Now, for the most part, Boynton Beach has remained relatively small when it comes to this downtown area. And what I mean is they haven't done a lot of development with a lot of stores and restaurants and whatnot. There's some, and I'll show you those, but not many. Now, as you see across the street, there is a new development going on here. You can see the cranes, and most likely it's some kind of condo or apartment complex. But other than that, and you know, we do have some condos in the distance over there, Casa Costa and some places, but really there hasn't been a lot of downtown development since I've lived here. Now some will say the development's been too much, which again, we hear this story with all the small towns. By the way, this place is really neat. But there are some places and you know, some restaurants and different venues you can go to. And so we're gonna walk down, we're on Ocean Avenue, and we're heading down to some of these restaurants right now. I remember that couple I told you about, the Deweys, who plotted the first piece of land? Well, there's a park named after them right there. And right across the street in this 1940 historic building that was the Ruth Jones Cottage is a new restaurant that's getting a lot of attention here in Boynton Beach. So Nicholas Muir Distinguished Meats opened up in 2002, and you can see it's a very quaint little restaurant here in an old historic home. But word on the street is this place is absolutely amazing. It was included in the Michelin guide for Florida in 2025, and it's one of the top steakhouse restaurants here in all of Palm Beach County, and that's saying a lot. There's some pretty good steakhouses here, but they were actually just voted the best in Palm Beach County. So it's a premier coastal steakhouse located here in Boynton Beach, and it has the finest cuts of meat from prime and dry aged steaks to exquisite Wagyu beef. And man, it smells absolutely delicious. But they don't open till 5, and reservations are highly recommended, but it is on my list of places to go try. And they have some little outdoor dining right here if you want when the weather's nice and cooler. But there's some other places down the walkway. One that I've been to and I have eaten at and was featured on Guy Fieri's is the Butcher Bar right here. This place is really cool, and they're known for their cocktails and really good food. Now this place is really good. I said they had some cool cocktails, and I had what was called the porchetta sandwich, which is what Guy Fieri had ordered, but man, that sandwich was the bomb. And it's a great restaurant, and most of these places don't want you filming inside unless they get permission from the manager, and so she was very polite, but I understand they don't know who I am. So, and then you come down and you got some other little places here, and then the original local hangout is Hurricane Alley, and they have really good wings and cold beer and good food there as well. So just across Federal Highway, you've got all these condo buildings like behind me, and we'll talk about real estate in a second. And this is new. They put a doggy park here, which was great for all the people who live here. But you have some more places to eat over here. We're over in the Boynton Marina, and this goes back here. You can take this and go all the way down to it, and it goes right out to the Intercoastal Waterway. So it's a nice little walk and get a scene of the waterway there. As I turn the camera around, you'll see here we got some townhomes and some boat slips, and we're right here at the Intercoastal Waterway. I actually put one of my viewers, Jerry, and his wife in one of those condos a couple of years ago. He found me on YouTube, came down, they bought a condo, and a couple years later they sold it and went back to New York. Hey Jerry, if you're watching, hope you guys are having a good summer. Now if this area looks familiar, that's because that's the Sea Mist right there, the Sea Mist 3, and I've gone out and done some drift fishing on that. You want to fish where the locals fish? Then you're going to want to watch this video. I'm Palm Beach's Paul. Welcome to paradise. Those big old eyes. Wow, it really lost its color when it comes out of the water. That's a lot of fun. You go out there and do some fishing. That's the morning run. They're coming in, and they'll do another run in the afternoon, about 1 o'clock or 1:30. All right, so we're over in the Boynton Harbor Marina, and you can see there's all types of boats you can rent. You can charter fishing boats, you can get jet skis, you can go out on the Sea Mist, and it's a lot of fun. And of course, there's places to eat and drink. And one of my favorite places, and my son's favorite place, is Two Georges. We're coming up here. But another great place here is the Marina Cafe. If you want to get a great breakfast or grab something to eat, either before you go fishing early in the morning or after, man, that place has the best bacon egg croissant sandwich you've ever tried. I mean, it is just perfect. And they have other good stuff too, but that is pretty much the bomb. So you can go out and fish and come back and get a bite to eat, or like we do, maybe grab something before we go fishing. And then at the end of the dock, on the other side, you got the Banana Boat, which has been here for a while, and it's a pretty fun restaurant in its own right. But the real fun place is Two Georges right here. And they have live music and, you know, waterfront dining. They'd have that at the Banana Boat too. But this place has been here since like around the 1950s, and it's super cool, a lot of fun, and just a great place to hang with your friends. Plus, any restaurant that has a really cool big red fish up top, you know it's got to be a cool place. So it was actually established in 1957, but it's a fun place to come, and you know, you got your outdoor dining and those swing chairs, which are kind of fun to sit in, and then you've got all this right here. You got the boats, you can pull up by your boat, which many people do on the weekends, and you know, grab a beer, grab some food, and just people watch and watch all the boats go by. And we've come here so many times. I can't tell you how many times I've been to. I've probably been to that restaurant more than any place in all of South Florida. And it's a feel-good vibe. And when you have some drinks and you got the live music kicking, it's a real blast. See? You take your boat right there and head out. Another great thing to do right here, especially if you can get a seat early, is when they have the holiday boat parade, which goes right up to Intracoastal. Get yourself a spot at Two Georges, or you can come and hang out here in this area like we've done before, and try to get here early, and you watch all the boats go by. So it's a lot of fun. True South Florida holiday spirit. And there are those condos. So let's talk a little real estate. So the median sales price for May 2025 in Boynton Beach was $520,000, and the average sales price was just over $600,000. Now there's, you know, all types of housing and areas that you can live here in Boynton Beach, from like condos that you have right back over here to Leisureville, where you can find homes in the $350,000 to $400,000 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, single family home. And then you've got places out west where we live, and even beyond where I showed earlier when we went out there to the farm. And some of the homes out there, like Equus and the Canyons and places like that, you can get homes there like $600,000, $700,000 on up to over $1 million. So it just depends on your price point. Now, the months of inventory is about 4.5 months. So not quite a buyer's market, but it's starting to level out a little bit there. It needs to be a little bit more like 6 months of inventory, 7 months of inventory to be a buyer's market, but there are some deals to be had if you look around. Now, for townhomes and condos, a little different. The median sales price for townhomes and condos is about $270,000, and the average sales price is around $286,000. And the months of supply for townhomes and condos is sitting at 8.4 months, so definitely in favor of buyers. Now, most of my business for my career has been done in Boynton Beach and Delray, so I do know the Boynton Beach market pretty well. And so let me give you a few ideas of where you could live. So as I said, 55 and older, Leisureville, low HOA, nice community, lots of amenities in this community, not a gated community. You can get homes in there, like I said, in the 3s and the 4s, some nice homes there that are available as of right now. Now, if you're looking for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo that's a little further east, little older complex, not as many of amenities, but still close to the beaches and close to downtown Boynton Beach, then I have a listing for sale for $149,000 for a nicely updated 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and I'll put some pictures up and the address right here for you guys. By the way, if you're looking at something like this, the last one of these that I saw that sold, these townhomes with the Marina right behind you, was $1 million plus. So don't know what they're going for now, but that's the last time that I saw one sold, and I think that might have been a year ago. All right, so I've shown you the history, I've shown you where you can eat, get a drink, but how about getting out and enjoying the outdoors, right? The town is called Boynton Beach, so funny enough, Boynton Beach doesn't actually have a beach, but we're gonna go show you some beaches anyway. So let's go head further east and show you 3 of the beaches that you can go to and enjoy the South Florida living. All right, the first beach we'll talk to you about is this one, Boynton Beach Oceanfront Park. Now you gotta pay to park at this one, but it's a nice beach. It has some nice facilities, showers, restrooms, and all that, and even some covered parking. As you can see right here. So you can see they have some facilities. They used to have a snack bar here, but they don't anymore. It was pretty cool. I wish they'd bring it back. You can get like ice cream and hot dogs. But it is a nice beach to go to, and they got some chairs you can rent. That's where the little snack bar used to be. Unfortunately, I guess they couldn't keep it running. But this parking lot does get pretty packed and full. You can see there's parking all the way down below, and in the winter, this place does get full pretty quick. Here, we'll pull in real quick and get a look at the beach. There you go. Water still looks beautiful even on a somewhat cloudy day. All right, one of my favorite beaches to hit is Ocean Ridge Hammock Park, and let me show you why. Now, obviously there's a lot of seaweed on the beach right now, but other than that, it is a fabulous beach to come to. Really nice. A lot of times you have it all to yourself. As you can see right now, it's not very crowded. And it's just a fantastic place to check out. Man, there is a lot of seaweed on the beach though. So there's the Boynton Inlet where we'll go next. That's all the way down there. Then come down and you can look all the way down and see some more of the beach down that way. But it's a neat beach because it's usually not super crowded. The parking spot is really small, but what's neat about it is the walk to the beach. You get to go through all these trees, this hammock trail, and it's just one of my favorite beaches I've ever visited here in Florida. At least walking up to the beach, it's just super pretty. So you look around, the sand dunes and the sea grapes, just really pretty. Plus, when you come here, you can use one of our buckets to help keep the beach clean. This is our collaboration with the Bucket Brigade, and they supply these cool buckets and these places right here where you can put them, and you can come here and pick up trash and keep our Florida beaches beautiful. So we appreciate that and thank you for it. All right, so this is the third beach I wanted to show you. This is Ocean Inlet Park, and you can see it gets its name because of the Boynton Beach Inlet, which was built in 1927. It's also known as the South Lake Worth Lagoon Inlet, and it was built specifically to drain what we call the Lake Worth Lagoon, which is the Intracoastal Waterway, but they used to call that area the Lake Worth Lagoon. They sometimes still do. And it was really built as a drainage to have the water come out, because the only other inlet from here is all the way up in Palm Beach, the big Palm Beach Inlet. So this was never really designed to be a real inlet. It was sort of more of a drainage, and it has the nefarious reputation of being one of the most dangerous inlets in Florida. Now, I know there's Hulliver Inlet, Jupiter Inlet, and many other inlets that everyone has made comments about, but I made a video about this a while back. I'll put a link up here, you can go check it out. And but it is a very dangerous inlet, and there's been quite a few accidents here. Even the sinking of the Two Georges. There was actually a boat, a drift boat called the Two Georges, way back in the, I think in the 60s, and it actually sunk here in the inlet. Now you can see the tides coming in. So a nice blue water out there, tides coming in. You can see it rushing by. There used to be an arched bridge over that many, many years ago. Some people remember the bridge, and it had arches on it, and a lot of teenagers would jump off that. Teenagers actually still jump off that bridge. But what makes it such a dangerous inlet is really how, you see how it goes out and then it curves. And to the side over here, it gets real shallow too. So we were out here one time with my brother-in-law fishing when it was not like this kind of tide coming in. It was more calmer, but it was wavy out, and we were trying to catch bait fish over here, and a rogue wave hit the side of the boat, and the boat just went like this, and it almost flipped over on us. So it can be pretty nasty, even though it doesn't look like it. But it's a cool little beach. And over on this side, you have lifeguards and a beach up there. You can hang out. You can see all the seaweed. There's been seaweed all over the coast, up and down Florida this month. It's pretty bad. And then you have another section over here that has no lifeguard, and that's where my son does a lot of surfing out this way. Big thing is a sand mover. It basically sucks the sand out of the inlet and dumps it over on this side. And there's usually a big hole right over here where a lot of people will go jumping. Doesn't look like it's there right now, but usually right over in that LA area, it's usually deeper. But they'll put all the sand over there and clear it out of the inlet. Look how blue that water is. And this is a great place to come fishing. You can see a lot of fishermen out here. And good for watching boats go by. Nice thing about this beach, parking is free, and it's a pretty decent sized parking lot. Again, it will fill up in the wintertime, and you can come out on this jetty and fish for free, as all these guys are. And there's Cito. Someone broke down. Man, look at the water. Look at the clarity. And you see what a lot of people do is they'll come down and park at this lower section down here, and they'll fish way down there in the back by those rocks. Usually there's some good fishing back there. There's some guys out there throwing a cast net right now. Or they'll right here, another guy with a cast net, so they're all probably trying to get some bait fish right there. And then a lot of times people will be lined up just along the wall here doing some fishing. And it's also a great place to see a sunset because you're looking due west. There are 3 beaches that you can go check out here in Boynton Beach, or Ocean Ridge, where it is technically. And behind me is Manalapan, which is like really nice and old and uber rich. But all 3 parks are really nice, and you only have to pay for parking at one of them. So you want to get here early in the wintertime. See, they have restrooms and picnic tables, so you can come out here and enjoy a weekend or weekday. And some more restroom facilities under the green building over here, which they just finished remodeling all this. So on the backside over here, it's much calmer. You see everyone hanging out and kids. And they got a whole beach where you just kind of hang out, and then lots of picnic tables. So great place. And there's some paddle boards that you can rent as well, all the way over there, kiosk. So it was pretty nice over there, right? Those beaches are awesome, great place to check out. And like I said, most of the parking is free except for the one parking lot you do have to pay. But it was brutally hot over there, and I immediately thought I need a beer. So, you know, I'm always trying to promote some local breweries, and Boynton Beach has 2 breweries. There's Copper Point, which is a really cool brewery, and then there's Nobo, which is also a great brewery. And I'm standing in front of Nobo, and we're gonna go in here and talk to Tim, the owner, and talk a little bit about this local brewery. So let's go inside and get a Frosty. Hey, cheers
Prost.
first. Prost. Facebook gel. Not YouTube gel, Facebook gel. It's a Pilsner. It's good, 4.5%. Nice, and after today's heat, it's hitting just right. So, all right, guys, I've shown you a lot about Boynton Beach, cool town. You know, every time I go somewhere, I'm gonna go to a brewery because I like beer, and that's just my excuse for making these videos. That's what I tell my wife. But really, I like showing local breweries. This is brewery, I've been pestering this guy from the first time I met him at the Delray Beach Craft Beer Festival. They were out there, him and his brother had a booth. They had a beer. They didn't have this place built yet. Everyone in my office was like, damn, that beer is good. And then I proceeded to bug the hell out of them and going, hey, when are you gonna open a brewery? So I wanna come hang out there. And well, you opened a brewery.
A couple of years later, we opened a brewery, and now we are Nobo Brewing Company, and we are now 8.5 years that we've been in business here in Boynton Beach, and we've been going strong ever since.
By the way, his name's Tim. He's the owner of the brewery. So, and a good guy. So this is a cool place. So I've done a lot of events here. Dude, your brewery is really fun. I've been having a lot of fun talking to brewery owners and meeting people, but I've been wanting to do yours for a while and get you on here and let
thank you, Paul.
People know about you because you make good beer, you're a good guy, you're part of the community, and you know, we got a cool little thing here in our little Boynton Beach area.
Well, we when we opened this brewery, we planned on Nobo being a community brewery, a neighborhood brewery, as you will. We're a little bit smaller than most other breweries in the area, so we consider ourselves a neighborhood brewery. And we want to be part of the neighborhood, and a big part of everybody that comes in here are everybody that lives in the area, lives in Boynton Beach, and they are all a big part of the community, and we try to be a lot of the same. A big part of Nobo was just our name. I mean, the area that we're in was considered the Nobo area of Boynton, or the North Boynton area, and
I completely forgot that.
Being that we wanted to be part of the neighborhood, we took the name of the neighborhood.
If someone was to walk in here and say, "What are you known for beers?" Like, what's your, like? Some guys are sour, some are IPAs. What's yours?
I actually think we're known for all of our experimental different beers. He's
a beer freak.
every Friday we do a different experimental beer. Every Saturday we do a different experimental sour. We are constantly rotational. We do have a set of core beers that we have on all the time. We have a blonde. Probably our biggest well-known core beer is our jalapeno honey blonde. That everybody looks at it and they're afraid of the spice, but it is a very green a beer with a lot of green jalapeno flavor, a lot of honey flavor. It goes great during summer. We do a Hefeweizen, we do a Pilsner, we do a Kolsch, and we do a Pale Ale. Along with a couple of IPAs, but I think ultimately what we're known for is the different experimental stuff.
Yeah.
Some high ABV stuff. We love our barrel aged. We've done Blanton's barrel aged. We've done Eagle Rare. We love doing a lot of fun stuff like that.
If you like double-digit beers, which I do, but I'm not going to have one today because I'm driving. But yeah, this guy has some double-digit beers.
We love doing those kind of kind of styles.
All right, well, it smells good in here, man. Besides the beer smell, but I smell you got some food now. And I remember back in the day, this wasn't here, and you opened this section. There's a little.
It wasn't. About 5 years ago, we expanded and we added a kitchen. So now we do a whole bunch of different foods. We've got Taco Tuesday every week with $3 and $4 tacos. We've got a cheesesteak event coming up. We've got a beer and wing pairing coming up.
Oh man!
And the really big event that we've got coming up is in September is going to be our Oktoberfest. We do all of the Oktoberfest foods, sausages, everything in house. So I would encourage everybody, we'll have all of your German Oktoberfest beers on tap, Liedersteins, Boots, on down the line. I recommend everybody come check it out.
And that's going to be in October?
It's going to actually be in late September.
They're right here. I'll put a link so you guys know where to find them. It's easy in the little district over here in Boynton Beach. It's just off I-95 and Gateway. It's a little warehouse area where a lot of the breweries are typically at. But it's easy to find them. I'll give you all that information. And you want to come in here and support these guys, buy beer, buy him a beer. Maybe he'll buy you one, who knows? But come support them. Cool guys, cool place. It's been fun hanging with you and stuff. So thanks for letting us do this. Appreciate it. Prost.
Prost.
All right, guys, that was cool. Tim, super nice guy, cool brewery, right? Nobo, a cool place. Come check out here. I've been coming here for years. They really have good beer, and he's such a nice guy. But Matt, his partner, also makes food, and they have tacos, because I didn't eat anywhere today, right? I showed you all those restaurants, but I didn't eat anything, and I am starving. So I got myself some tacos here. We got pork, and we got some carnitas, and so you get these, and like they're $3 a taco, so not a bad deal. I'm gonna dig in right here. Bon appetit. The cilantro is like awesome. Well, it was sunny when I walked in, and it's stormy when I walk out. Welcome to South Florida. Man, those tacos were so good. Matt, you're awesome, brother. Thank you. And Tim, the beer, delicious. So if you're in Boynton Beach, you got to go check out Nobo Brewing, because, man, that is some fantastic beer and good eats there. But after all those tacos, I could use a little exercise, walk it off. And although it's brutally hot out, it's much nicer when it's cooler. I am out at Green Cay Wetlands, which is 100 acres of constructed wetlands. As you can see, if I spin around here, see the beautiful birds? and you can hear some of the birds. And this wetlands is a nature preserve here in Boynton Beach, and it's absolutely free to come out and see. And the boardwalk I'm on right now is a half mile, and then they have another one that's a mile long, so you can get a little exercise. And in the winter, you will see a lot of people here walking in the morning. And it's kind of cool when you're out here by yourself. You can just hear all the birds. And sometimes you'll see an alligator. I don't know if we will today, as it's so hot out. But this is another thing I love about Boynton Beach. Lots of nature. You saw the beaches earlier in the video, beautiful beaches, especially the Hammock Trail beach. That's a really pretty one. And also, if you go further out, when we were out at Bedner's, that same road, if you continue to go down there, the Arthur R. Marshall Wildlife Wetlands. That is beautiful. You can go there. There's a fee to go in. I think it's $12 per day, or you can buy an annual pass for like $25. But it's worth it. It's really pretty. They have a boardwalk like this that you can walk around, and you're sort of, we've got all the trees. You're in more of the trees. It's not like this. There's actually trees above you, and Spanish moss. It's real pretty. And then you have canoeing. You can go out and actually canoe through the water out there, through some trails in the Everglades, which is pretty cool. And there's also a pier for fishing. And then there's some bike trails, and there's an observation deck and real good bird watching there. But this is cool. I mean, look at this out here. And it's free. Like, you get to come out here for free, folks, and just enjoy this. But neat town. And by the way, if you guys do like these videos, please be sure to hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so you can get notified. And Lou, one of my viewers who I spoke to, nice guy. If you're watching on your TV, if you take the remote and you just kind of hit the little directional button up and then over, you can click the subscribe button on TVs. I know a lot of you guys and gals are watching me on TV. So I actually had someone ask a question about how can you subscribe if you watch it on TV and not on a phone or your desktop or laptop computer. So that's how you do that. Also, while we're out here enjoying this beautiful nature on this hot day, which I could really use another cold beer, I want to thank Monty, who used the Buy Me a Coffee app. I'll put that right up here on the screen. And you go to this website, and if you want to support me, you can buy me a coffee, or as Monty did, bought me 5. So I had 1, I got 4 more beers to go. Monty, thank you very much for supporting me. That means a lot, brother. Appreciate it. All right, folks, there you go. There's another city tour of another city here in Florida. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe to other videos after this, and you can learn about more cities that I cover. And I'm going to continue to bring you these videos. These are my favorite videos to do, and I've got some other really cool things. We discovered a cool beach that my wife and I had never been to in all the years of living here in Palm Beach County. We found a new beach. So, and it's really pretty. So I'll be bringing that to you, as well as some other cities to the north and to the south. So just keep watching and keep going on the adventures with me. I appreciate all your support. And as always, wherever you are in the world, get out and enjoy paradise. We'll talk to you next week.